If I make chicken noises, you know it's a good car. Oh! Oh, that sound. We did 300, so I'm really pleased with that. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this beautiful morning in Germany. My name is Martin, and today I'm taking a look at our latest project car from Evolution M, which is the BMW M3 G81 Touring, and we have fitted it with our stage 2 system, our stage 2 package. So that includes MHD engine tuning, XHP gearbox tuning. We removed the limiter, we've removed the OPF and replaced the mid section of the exhaust with our single mid pipe, and we have fitted ECE and TUV approved grill 200 cell downpipes. So the flow of the turbos is much better than before, the sound is much better than before, the top speed is much better than before, and the acceleration is much better than before. So yeah, I've got a lot of stuff to show you guys, and let me just walk you through the process. So we got this car from Stefan, and he said, well, I used to own a C63 AMG wagon, and now I bought the M3 Touring. I think it's a bit dull. And I totally get that, coming from a C63 where you get a lot of this vocal, auditive reward when you drive the car, and you don't really have that with a stock M3 Touring. So we've changed that. The first thing we did is send the ECU of the car to Femto, company in Finland that can unlock it so that we can flash it with MHD. And when we got the ECU back and got it reinstalled, we started working on the car. So first thing we did is fit different downpipes. So the downpipes are the exhaust part right after the turbo, and they also hold the catalytic converters. And this is a bi-turbo, so you have two downpipes. And we have changed them for Grill units. Now, Grill is a company in Germany, and they make TUV approved, ECE approved downpipes for this car and this engine type. So you can run these legally even in Germany, and you get more power, more sound, all the good stuff. And we also decided to change the mid section of the exhaust. So that's the part right after the downpipes. And we have our own single mid pipe. So normally with a bi-turbo you have two exhaust lines going to the rear section, to the rear silencer, but we changed that. So after the downpipes we sort of collect the two into one big single mid pipe. And our version doesn't have an OPF, of course, so you get a lot more sound for the European version. It does have a tiny resonator, so you will notice that while driving in comfort, valves closed, it's completely quiet if you take it you know, a bit easy. And when you open up the valves, it's just insane how loud and good it sounds. So we have then fully livened up the exhaust line, so that means the turbos can run more pressure, and that's where MHD comes in. So with MHD you get sort of a DIY tuning solution. You just plug in an OBD adapter into your OBD port, and then a special made mapping for S58 in this specific configuration. So you put in the fact that you have upgraded downpipes, that you have an OPF delete, and it automatically generates the exact right software for your car. And that means we no longer have 510 horsepower and 650 newton meters. No, we have 700 horsepower, what a number, and 850 newton meters, so nearly 200 horsepower extra and 200 newton meters extra. That means we no longer do 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds, but 3.1. And with MHD we also removed the top speed limiter. So normally these Tourings are limited to 285, but we can now do, well, whatever we can do. We no longer have a limiter. We've also got yellow DRLs like with an M3 CS. Right there. Lovely mod, very easy to do. And this specific one also got the height adjustable lowering kit, so it looks a bit more beefy and you really notice it while driving. It is just a bit more agile and it feels a bit more light because it's lower, it's more nimble. With a good realignment, they really drive very different to the factory setting. Better, I think. Did I turn this off? I think I did. Okay. So let's get driving and see what it's like. So this is like just comfort mode. You really wouldn't know that you have all these modifications because it simply sounds as stock, which I think is a good thing. So that's like the fine line that we hunted for. We really wanted it to be comfortable in comfort mode. Sounds very logical, but you know, with tuning, it's always difficult maintaining the car's base qualities and also expanding its sportier qualities. So normally you sort of shift the bandwidth of comfort and sport, but in this case we sort of broadened it, which is what you want. So as you can see, very quiet, super comfy in comfort mode. It's when you give it really some turbo pressure that you sort of notice the fact that it's a bit louder, but it's very doable, very comfortable. But if I stick it into M2 mode, which is my sort of launch control mode, yeah, it's a lot louder, a lot. So because of the single mid pipe, the fact that you have a bi-turbo system with sort of one exhaust system instead of two, you really have that one big fat straight six sound instead of sort of 2 3-cylinders, which is what you're basically listening to with a stock M3. But okay, let's do a launch control run. Oh my god, that's fast. That is freaking insane, guys. That's 0 to 100 in 3.1 seconds. Oh, that sound. Oh, that's my, if I make chicken noises, you know it's a good car, you know it's the right car and the right setup. So we've been doing Evolution M, so these parts that we develop and offer, we've been doing that for 2 or 3 years now, and we just love doing it. We have, you know, sort of grown into this because of our sort of love for BMWs and the fact that we purchased an M3 G80 right at the get-go. So we own an M3 G80 for over 4 years now, and we've done everything to it. And we know everything about this car, both on the software side and the hardware side. We have a lot of partners with their own specialty, like XHP for the gearbox software, which is just a game changer. I mean, we flashed a stage 2 onto this, and you can even do that without doing a Femto Unlock, so that's pretty cool. And it really changes that sort of laggy gearbox you get with a stock M3 into this super snappy shift, like with, for instance, a CSL or a CS. So BMW deliberately held back on the normal M3s, I feel like, to make space for those CSL and CS models. a very busy day on the Autobahn today. Oh, that sound. It really reminds me of these sort of JDM straight sixes like the Supra and the Toyota RB engines. It's very similar to that. It's this really beefy, full-bodied sound. Very aggressive. And you really have that aggressive build-up in the engine now, because normally the S58 is it's quite a flat engine actually. It makes a lot of power from like mid-range up until the rev limiter. But now there's way more build-up, there's way more at the top. And that's just something you want to enjoy as a petrol head. Hunting those revs, hunting those gears on the Autobahn, on your favorite B road. Oh, we do have to remind ourselves that we have steel brakes today, and you know, this car is super fast right now because it does 100 to 200 in right around 6.5 seconds, which is insane because normally it does like 8.5, so that's 2 full seconds that it's quicker. That's a different planet basically. That's insane. But it's such a perfect setup, and it's a reliable setup. I mean, I've been doing this stage 2 for like 50,000-60,000 kilometers on my M3, and I never had a single issue, I promise you guys. And they keep developing the software, so you always get updates and new versions for XHP and MHD. So that's super convenient. You can do it yourself. You can really play around with it because there are so many settings and there's such ease of use. It's really user friendly, both the XHP and MHD app, and they offer it for all sort of modern petrol 6 cylinders and all modern ZF gearboxes. So if you're interested, go check it out at autobahn.shop. And if you want to know which kind of settings we use, we also have a WhatsApp customer service, which is actually run by me, so you're always in touch with me, and I can explain what you should do with your BMW. And you can also just visit us. We have a workshop where you can do modifications. It's different than what we do with Autobahn, but we do have a nice overlap. So I think this video is a perfect example. You know, this is a customer car. I wanted to do some test runs today because I also have a different car that I'm testing today. So I brought this, doing some testing, doing some data logging, and doing a video about it. So I think that's a really nice little overlap there. So I think that was it. We did 300, so I'm really pleased with that. And as I said, we do have to bear in mind we have steel brakes today, and it's just they are really stressing if you do this multiple times. So it wouldn't be a problem if it wouldn't be so busy, but you know, today it's just very busy. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked the video, hope you liked the car. Please subscribe to the channel, go check out this video, go check out the POV reviews playlist. Thank you guys, bye.